Assalamu alaikum. My name is Rapper. We're still reading the Quran. "46. And if as much as a whiff of the punishment of your Lord should touch them, they would surely say, Oh, woe to us. Indeed, we have been wrongdoers. 47. And we placed the scales of justice for the day of resurrection, so no soul will be treated unjustly at all. And if there is even the weight of a mustard seed, we will bring it forth, and sufficient are we as an accountant. 48. And we had already given Moses and Aaron the criterion and a light and a reminder for the righteous. 49. Who fear their Lord unseen, while they are of the hour apprehensive. 50. And this Quran is a blessing message which we have sent down, then you are with it unacquainted. 51. And we had certainly given Abraham his sound judgment before, and we were of him well knowing. 52. And when he said to his father and his people, What are these statues to which you are devoted? 53. They said, We found our fathers worshippers of them. 54. He said, You were certainly you and your fathers in manifest error. 55. They said, Have you come to us with truth, or are you of those who jest? 56. He said, No, rather your Lord is the Lord of the heavens and the earth who created them, and I to that am of those who testify. 57. And I swear by Allah, I will surely plan against your idols after you have turned and gone away. Footnotes, i.e. anything as small or insignificant as a mustard seed. These are three qualities of the Torah, which can mean him being unseen by them or though they are unseen by others, i.e. pretending ignorance, disapproving, or refusing to acknowledge it, i.e. before Moses, Allah had guided him with early youth. 58. So he made them into fragments, except a large one among them, that they might return to it in question. 59. They said, Who has done this to our gods? Indeed, he is of the wrongdoers. 60. They said, We heard a young man mention them who was called Abraham. 61. They said, Then bring him before the eyes of the people that they may testify. 62. They said, Have you done this to our gods, O Abraham? 63. He said, Rather this, the larger of them did it, so I asked them if they should be able to speak. 64. So they returned to blaming themselves and said to each other, Indeed, you are the wrongdoers. 65. Then they reversed themselves, saying, You have clearly known that these do not speak. 66. He said, Then do you worship instead of Allah that which does not benefit you at all or harm you? 67. To you that and to what you worship instead of Allah, then will you not use reason? 68. They said, Burn him and support your gods if you're to act. 69. We, Allah, said, O fire, be coolness and safety upon Abraham. 70. And they intended for him a plan, i.e. harm, but we made them the greatest losers. 71. And we delivered him and Lot to the land which we had blessed for the worlds, i.e. peoples. Footnotes. To what they had heard him say, it may also mean they may witness what will be done to him as punishment. After first admitting their error, they were seized by pride and obstinacy, an explanation of anger or displeasure. 72. And we gave him Isaac and Jacob in addition, and all of them we made righteous. 73. We made them leaders, guiding by our command, and we inspired to do them the doing of good deeds, establishment of prayer, and giving of zakah, and they worshiper of us. 74. And to Lot we gave judgment and knowledge, and we saved him from the city that was committing wicked deeds. Indeed, they were a people of evil, defiantly disobedient. 75. And we admitted him into our mercy. Indeed, he was of the righteous. 76. And mentioned Noah when he called to Allah before that time, so we responded to him and saved him and his family from the great affliction, i.e. the flood. 77. And we aided, i.e. saved him from the people who denied our signs. Indeed, they were a people of evil, so we drowned them altogether. 78. And mentioned David and Solomon when they judged concerning the field, when the sheep of people overran it at night, and we were witness to their judgment. 79. And we were understanding of it, i.e. the case, to Solomon and to each of them. We gave judgment and knowledge, and we subjected the mountains to exalt us along with David and also the birds, and we were doing that. 80. And we taught him the fashioning of coats our armor to protect you from your enemy in battle. So will you be grateful? 81. And to Solomon we subjected the wind blowing forcefully, if producing by his command toward the land which we had blessed, and we are ever of all things knowing. Footnotes, i.e., supplicated against his people who had persisted in denial and animosity. See 71 through 26 through 28. Eating and destroying the crops, meaning that Allah has always been capable of accomplishing whatever he wills. 82. And of the devils, i.e., the jinn, were those who dived for him and did work other than that, and we were them as guardian. 83. And mentioned Job when he called to his Lord, indeed adversity has touched me, and you are the most merciful of the merciful. 84. So we responded to him and removed what afflicted him of adversity, and we gave him back his family and the like thereof, and them as mercy from us and a reminder for the worshippers of Allah. 85. And mentioned Ishmael and Idris and Dulf and Kephia, we were of the patient. 86. And we admitted them into our mercy, indeed they were the righteous. 87. And mentioned the man of the fish, i.e. Jonah, when he went off in anger and thought that he could not decree anything upon him. And he called out within the darknesses, there is no deity except you. Exalted are you. Indeed, I have been of the wrongdoers. 88. So we responded to him and saved him from the distress, and thus we saved the believers. 89. And mentioned Zechariah when he called to his Lord, my Lord, do not leave me alone with no heir while you are the best of inheritors. 90. So we responded to him and we gave him John and amended for him and his wife. Indeed, they used to hasten the good deeds and supplicate us in hope and fear, and they were to us humbly and submissive. 91. And mentioned the one who guarded her chastity, i.e. Mary, so we blew into her garment through our angel, i.e. Gabriel, and we made her a son for the sign of the worlds. Footnotes, preventing any disobedience or deviation by them from Solomon's instructions, and protecting him from being harmed by them. At the disbelief of his people, or would not restrict him in the belly of the fish, that of the night of the sea, and the fish's interior, i.e. worship. 92. Indeed, this your religion is one religion, and I am your Lord, so worship me. 93. And yet they divided their affair, i.e. that of their religion among themselves, but all to us will return. 94. So whoever does righteous deeds while he is a believer, no denial will there be for his effort. Indeed, we, i.e. our angels of it, are recorders. 95. And it is prohibited to the people of a city which we have destroyed that they will ever return. 96. Until when the dam of Gog and Magog had been opened, and they from every elevation descend. 97. And when the true promise, i.e. resurrection, has approached, then suddenly the eyes of those who disbelieve will be staring in horror, while they say, oh, woe to us, we have been unmindful of this, rather we were the wrongdoers. 98. Indeed, you disbelievers, and what you worship other than Allah are the firewood of hell, you would be coming to enter it. 99. Had these false deities actual gods, they would not have come to it, but all are eternal therein. 100. For them, therein is heavy sighing, and they therein will not hear. 101. Indeed, for those whom the best reward has proceeded from us, they are from it removed. 102. They will not hear its sound while they are in that which their souls desire, abiding eternally. 103. They will not be grieved by the greatest terror, and the angels will meet them, saying, this is your day which you have been promised. Footnotes, i.e. a collective way of life or course of conduct followed by a community. Becoming sects and denominations, such a person will not be deprived of his due reward. They cannot return to this world, nor can they repent to Allah. The events of the last hour of the resurrection. 104. The day when we will fold like the heavens, like the folding of a written sheet of records. As we begin the first creation, we will repeat it. That is a promise binding us. Indeed, we will do it. 105. And we have already written the book of Psalms after the previous mention that the land of the paradise is inherited by my righteous servants. 106. Indeed, in this Quran is notification for worshiping people. 107. And we have not sent you, O Muhammad, except as a mercy to the world. 108. Say it is only revealed to me that your God is but one God. So will you be Muslims in submission to him? 109, but if they turn away, then say, I have announced to all of you equally, and I know not whether near or far is that which you have promised. 110, indeed, he knows what is declared of speech, and he knows what you conceal. 111, and I know not, perhaps it is a trial for you, an enjoyment for a time. 112, the prophet said, my Lord judge between us in our truth. And our Lord is the most merciful, the one who has helped us sought against which you describe. Footnotes, more literally, indeed, we are the evildoers of what we will, as Zahir, which can also mean scriptures in general. 1.8, i.e., the Torah, the mention may also refer to the original inscription with Allah, i.e., the preserved slate, Allah al-Mufuth. The prophet made this message known to all people, not concealing any of it from anyone and preferring any group over another. The postponement of punishment, i.e., their lies and disbelief. We've made it to another surah. Surah Al-Hajj. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. 1. O mankind, fear your Lord. Indeed, the convulsion of the final hour is a terrible thing. Number 2, on the day when you see every nursing mother will be distracted from that child she was nursing, and every pregnant woman will abhor her pregnancy, and you will see the people appearing intoxicated while they are not intoxicated, but the punishment of Allah is severe. 3, and of the people is he who disputes about Allah without knowledge and follows every rebellious devil. 4, it has been declared for him, i.e., every devil, that whoever turns to him, he will misguide them and will lead him into a punishment ablaze. Number 5, O people, if you should be in doubt about the resurrection, then consider that indeed we created you from the dust, then from a sperm drop, then from a clinging clot, then from a lump of flesh, formed and unformed, we may show you. And we settle in the wombs whom we will for a specified term. Then we bring you out as a child, and then we develop you that you may reach your time of maturity. And among you is he who has taken an early death, and among you is he who is returned to the most decrepit old age, so that he knows, after once having knowledge, nothing. And you see the earth barren, but when we send down upon it rain, it quivers and swells and grows something of very beautiful kind. 6. That is because Allah is the truth, and because he gives life to the dead, and because he is over all things competent. Footnotes, Al-Hajj, the pilgrimage, that which is incomplete. This may include what is aborted at the stage, our power and creative ability. Seven, and that they may know when the hour is coming, no doubt about it, and that Allah will resurrect those in the graves. 8, and of the people is he who disputes about Allah without knowledge or guidance or enlightening book from him. 9, twisting his neck in arrogance to mislead people from the way of Allah. For him in the world is disgrace, and we will make for him a taste on the day of resurrection, the punishment of the burning fire, while it is said. 10, that is for what your hands have put forth, and because Allah is not ever unjust to his servants. 11, and of the people is he who worships Allah on the edge. If he is touched by good, he is reassured by it. But if he is struck by trial, he turns his face to unbelief, and he has lost this world and the hereafter. That is what they manifest loss. 12, he invokes instead of Allah that which neither harms him nor benefits him. That is what the extreme error. 13, he invokes one whose harm is closer than his benefit. How wretched the protector and how wretched the associate. 14, indeed Allah will admit those who believe and do righteous deeds to gardens beneath which rivers flow. Indeed, Allah does what he intends. Number 15, whoever should think that Allah will not support him, i.e. Prophet Muhammad, in this world and the hereafter, let him extend a rope to the ceiling and cut off his breath, and let him see if he will remove that which enrages him. 16, and thus we have sent it, i.e. the Quran, down as verses of clear evidence, and because guidance with whom he intends. 17, indeed those who have believed, and those who were Jews, and the Sabians, and the Christians, and the Magians, and those who associated with Allah, Allah will judge between them. Footnotes, at the edge of his religion, so to speak, i.e. with uncertainty, hypocrisy, or heedlessness, i.e. strangle himself. On the day of resurrection, indeed Allah is over all things witness. 18. Do you not see, i.e., know that to Allah prostrates whoever is in the heavens and whoever is on the earth and sun, the moon and the stars and the mountains, the trees, the moving creatures, and the many of the people? But upon many the punishment has been justified. And he who Allah humiliates, for him there is no bestower of honor. Indeed, Allah does what he wills. Number 19. These are the two adversaries who disputed over their Lord, but those who disbelieve will have cut out from their garments of fire poured upon their heads will be scalding water, 20. But which is melted that within their bellies and their skin. 21. And for striking them are maces of iron. 22. Every time they want to get out of it, i.e., hellfire from anguish, they will be returned to it, and it will be said, taste the punishment of the burning fire. 23. Indeed, Allah will admit those who believe and do righteous deeds to gardens beneath which rivers flow. They will be adorned therein with braces of gold and pearl, and their garments therein will be silk. 24. And they had been guided in worldly life to good speech, and they were guided to the path of praiseworthy. 25. Indeed, those who have disbelieved and averted the people from the way of Allah and from Al-Masjid Al-Haram, which we made for the people, equal are the resident therein, and one from outside, and also whoever intends a deed therein of deviation in religion by wrongdoing, we will make him taste of a painful punishment. Footnotes. And therefore decreed, i.e., the believers and the disbelievers, whether inside its boundaries or intending from afar, do evil therein. The harem is unique in that the mere intentions of the sin therein, whether or not is actually carried out, is sufficient to bring punishment from Allah. 26. And mention, O Muhammad, when we designated for Abraham the site of the house, saying, do not associate anything with me and purify my house for those who perform tawaf, and those who stand in prayer, and those who bow and prostrate. 27. And proclaim to the people the Hajj pilgrimage. They will come to you on foot, and on every lean camel. They will come from every distant pass. 28. They may witness, i.e., attend benefits for themselves, and mention the name of Allah on known, i.e., specified days over what he has provided them of sacrificial animals, so eat of them and feed the miserable and poor. 29. Then let them in their untidiness and fulfill their vows and perform tawaf around the ancient house. 30. That has been commanded, and whoever honors the sacred ordinances of Allah is best for him in the sight of his Lord. And prevented to you are the grazing livestock, except that is recited to you. So avoid uncleanliness of idols and avoid false statement. 31. Inclining only to Allah, not associating anything with him. And he who associates with Allah is as though he had fallen from the sky and was snatched by the birds, or the wind carried him down into a remote place. 32. That is so, and whoever honors the symbols, i.e., rites of Allah, indeed it is from the piety of hearts. 33. For you therein, i.e., the animals marked for sacrifice and benefits for a specified term, then their place of sacrifice is at the ancient house. Footnote. See footnote 2:125. A name. Camels, cattle, sheep, and goats. C5:3. i.e., they may milked or ridden in the case of camels before the time of slaughter, i.e., within the boundaries of the harem, which includes the Mina. Thank you for listening. Have a good day.